What's going on, guys? Zombie of the Nations here. The game in the background, if anybody's wondering, is Epic War 5. You can find it on Congregate if anybody's interested in playing that. So I'm making this video to express my thoughts on a few things. I recently just made this YouTube channel. I don't know what it can be or what it will be, but I do know that I enjoy making these videos a little bit. I mean, the Happy Wheels is kind of meh, but maybe I can get down with some Witcher or something. I don't know. I have yet to decide on what I'm going to do next. One of the things I do have planned, though, is to play some Terraria with my old lady's kid. As soon as he gets moved out here from California, I'm actually in Iowa. Fuck Egypt. But yeah, shit happens. But yeah, looking forward to that Terraria 1.3 update whenever that comes out. They're adding a whole bunch of new things. I always enjoyed Terraria. I always thought it was a great game to play. I liked how it was more action-oriented compared to Minecraft, where you build stuff most of the time, and the combat usually gets a little bit clunky, especially on online servers. But I do enjoy me some Minecraft anyway, as long as I got somebody to hang out with, which is another point I wanted to have on my channel, is I'd like to have a community of people that like play games together, while I make videos of that, and all this fun stuff that we could do. But I don't really know what game we'd be doing that on. Maybe Minecraft would be a good one for that. Terraria has a limited server population, but I like the idea of it. I think that the YouTube people need to incorporate their fans a bit more, like hang out with them, do things, based around the fans sort of deal. Like, when you're playing a massively online game, you're just sort of like hanging out by yourself, recording, acting a fool, swearing and all that fun stuff. I don't know, it just seems strange to me that they don't want to hang out with their fans. Like, the other day I was watching a Jacksepticeye video, and he's basically commented on how, like, what did he say? Something to the effect of, just reading somebody else's comment that said, "Hey Jack, how come you don't pick one of us to come hang out with you on your recording sessions?" And he didn't think that his fans would be like entertainer material. And I'm like, well, what makes an entertainer, really? I mean, I really doubt that he's met any of you guys. I mean, I don't have any subscribers yet myself, and I don't even get any views, so I'm just sort of doing this for my own personal amusement at this point. But I guess he might have other goals in mind. Perhaps for him it's more of a getting a character kind of deal. I don't really have a character. I don't really think I really want a character, because I enjoy being myself more than I enjoy being something else. But I don't know, that high energy, I suppose, is very entertaining. I watch lots of YouTube myself, so I kind of know what I like and what I don't like. Like, I don't really like the PewDiePie, but the reason why I don't like him is because instead of like a conversation or something engaging, it's mostly random screams and reaction shots, and I can pretty much imagine how somebody would react in the first place, so it's not really my cup of tea. I do enjoy watching some of the things that he does, like when he paints the faces in Photoshop. That's cool stuff. I'm not good at Photoshop myself. I can barely manage to edit these videos myself. I mean, right now I'm trying to out new free programs, because I have to pay for my own bandwidth. Like, if I go over 350 gigabytes, I have to pay money to go over that further, and it's like, whoa, what happened to unlimited internet? When I was a little bit younger, a couple of years back, unlimited internet was awesome. Now it's like I have to pay for bandwidth. God, this company sucks. This is one of the downsides of being in Iowa, is I have very little options. But I can either get the really, really slow internet and then have all the bandwidth in the world, or I can go with the normal speed internet. I ain't even gonna call it fast. I spent like 5 years out in California, and their internet fucking makes ours look like a small child playing with toys next to a big rig, you know what I mean? So yeah, I need to attempt to keep my bandwidth as low as I can without trying to sacrifice too much quality in the videos. I mean, like, this video is just the background of Epic War, and that's just a flash game on Congregate, so I didn't really feel the need to attempt to turn anything up real high. I mean, like, having 100 megabytes per video is good, because then I can get a bunch of videos out without having to pay a whole bunch of stuff. I work hard for what money I got and all that fun stuff, because America. I always wanted to make a YouTube channel and put content on there. I think that putting more content on there is pretty good. I always wanted to have about 30 minutes of video a day kind of deal. I don't know. I may or may not upload another video today. I'm not sure yet. But I do enjoy the idea of being a YouTuber. I don't know if I would really be one to be, like, popular, because, that's not really what I'm doing it for, but, if it happened, whatever, I'll just deal with it, I guess. I enjoy playing video games and all this other stuff that I have going on. I like to have hobbies, hobbies are good. Because, they keep me out of trouble, which, is something that happens to me a lot. So, yeah, I like the idea of being a YouTuber. I don't know if I would ever want to be a popular one, though, I suppose. Well, that's why I don't really advertise to subscribe or like my videos, because I don't really care at the moment whether or not people do, because it's just a hobby. I do like the idea of a whole bunch of people enjoying my forms of entertainment, I consider myself to be an average video gamer, Yeah, I like League of Legends, and I've spent many years playing Perfect World, which it used to be a good game, but not really anymore. It's like, it's pay to win kind of deal, when back in the day it was just sort of like, we used to PK each other all the time inside of like Secret Passage, which is, like a sort of like an instance. I guess it is an instance, but at the same time it's not, because it's like a public instance. But, after they banned that, because, I actually met my old lady playing Perfect World, which was hilarious. People don't really believe me when I tell them that stuff, how do you meet your old lady? Oh, well, I killed her on a video game. And they're always like, really? Oh, okay. That's odd. But, I dragged her back to Iowa from California, and she's been miserable with the weather here ever since. But, she's got a nice little job at a Cato store here in town, and they're working her damn near to death. Meanwhile, I was working at the Salvation Army, which is kind of amusing to work for a non-profit and get a paycheck every week, but, I don't really like to work for free either. But, working there was kind of cool, I guess, you help out people. But, it more or less reminds me of sort of like a slave labor kind of deal, because they have all these people with problems, and then they do all this work, and they don't really get paid for it. They get like $7 a week, because if they get a whole bunch of money, they'll just run off and buy a bunch of booze or crack or whatever their thing of choice is. Then they'll, return back on that downward spiral, and they say it like everybody does it, and I was like, wow, that's kind of mean to the people who don't, I suppose, because, overgeneralizing. But, people tend to generalize in the first place. Back to the topic of gaming in general, There's, like, different kinds of gamers, The mythical female gamer, which I always thought was hilarious. Like, to bring up Perfect World again, like, there's a class called Venomancer, and they don't have a male version of this class. So almost everyone you meet's a dude, but, it's sexy pixels of some chick, for the character, and their little pets or whatever. Like, a buddy of mine who was actually a Brazilian guy was named Sarah Kerrigan. His real name is Rob. And God, it was hella funny to watch people hit on him and all this fun other stuff that was going on in that game. But it's more of a glorified chat room than anything else. But the PvP was fun. So I got into playing a private server of that, because I didn't really feel like paying all that money to Chinese people for pixels and all that, because it's outright. It's really expensive. It's really, really expensive. Like, the best armor in the game costs like $5,000 or so when you're all said and done to finish it, and more so if you want to put sockets in it and all this other stuff, and it's really not worth it in my opinion for a game that's more or less a shadow of what it used to be. But I played WoW for a little while. That was interesting. I never liked the raids, and the people on it were, interesting on the Kill Jaden server. I suppose the best way to describe that was, like, the Horde was everywhere and there was no Alliance. So when you played on the Alliance, you get all these noobs to kill, and that made it fantastic, because PvP is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. I like League of Legends like that, but I have a hard time finding people that like to play with me, because I do stupid shit, like I'll pick Tryndamere and go up mid and whoop everybody's ass. We always win when I pick Tryndamere and go mid, which is absolutely hilarious, because I don't really play ranked games, but if I did play ranked games, I think I would do the first couple of tiers really well as Tryndamere, and then start getting my ass handed to me, because he's not that hard to counter. Anybody with a brain can counter Tryndamere, it's not that hard, but once he's fed though, oh man, you're hell on wheels. People be running and screaming from you. I remember back in the day I played on Twisted Tree Line. This is before they revamped the map, and the dragon was a dragon. There was like a sort of like a meta for Tryndamere who like ruled that map. And you'd start off, you'd hit a couple things to jump over and back to the lane, kill a bunch of minions to get your little stacks built up, so you hit real hard and your crits high. And then you'd like murder the crap out of the dude who's in the lane with it because you got so much more feed on him already. After that first kill, you can pretty much kill this guy repeatedly, and once you hit level 6, you can almost guaranteed to turret dive the guy. And since you get all this lifesteal and stuff from back then, you can kill the dragon almost as immediately as it spawns, and you can run down and kill both dudes at the bottom regardless of what your teammates are up to. And it was just like murder, man. And it was hella fun. I suppose Tryndamere is my favorite character on that game, but ever since they reworked him, it's like, well, now I could just pick a different champion, I suppose, and muddle around with them for a while. Because, I like to play on ARAM a lot, so I'm used to playing as all the champions. I pretty much have them all now. And, I really enjoy ARAM, but I don't like to play the game by myself. Like hanging out with randoms sucks. My god, they're horrible. I'm not the best, but oh my god, the randoms they pick for my team are usually the worst of the worst, man. Run around feeding, or they just simply don't know what the hell they're doing. And it's like, it's ARAM, so if you don't know how to play your character, I understand, it's not a big deal, but when the basics of the game, like, elude you by a great deal, it's like, man, you're kind of bringing us down. I like playing with my old lady and her kids and stuff. It's always a good time to wreck face on an ARAM map. The Summoner's Rift map is alright, I suppose, but, my old lady's not really a competitive gamer. She likes to play League of Legends, but she doesn't like to play any form of ranked or competitive play like that. Like, she enjoys murdering people, because, murder's fun. But, and now her oldest son likes to play lots of shooting games. Maybe playing the, what the hell is that one called? I don't know. But, it's like a arena-based shooter game, and, everybody pretty much has, like, the same gun, just rehashed over and over again, in my opinion. I don't really like arena-based shooter games, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of COD, though. So maybe that's why. I like Battlefield, though. Like, last time I played a real Battlefield game, though, I suppose it was Battlefield 2, and that game was glorious back in the day. I was sort of a camper, I suppose, but, I was always a sniper. Sometimes you didn't really have to camp, but, the graphics are such that, like, if you could barely see a guy, he probably wasn't standing there on these servers, but at the same time, if you shoot where he's standing, he's dead. So, it wasn't that hard to be a sniper. I always remember I'd parachute out on Baghdad, like, onto a building that had, like a spire kind of deal, a little place to land on the top. If you could make it up there, oh man, you get to kill all kinds of people before they finally figured you out. And I remember always being like a tank driver too. I was really good at that. Because, if it moves, shoot it. If it's a teammate, whoops. Then, like, I swear to God, we were the ones who invented this, because we were the first person. I'd never seen it before this. A buddy of mine had jumped in a Jeep, and his buddy started throwing C4 on the front of this. And he's like, hey man, let me know when you're about to bail and I'll blow us up. I was like, what do you mean you're going to blow us up? Well, I'm about to attempt to blow up the other guys. So, he started the car bombing craze, and that was always fun. You just crash into a tank, jump out, run away, and blow them all to hell. Or if the tank's stupid enough to shoot you at that range, you'll still get blown all to hell. But, Battlefield is always a good game. I've been playing The Witcher 3 a little bit. I don't know if I want to make any videos of that. I have sort of like mixed feelings about it, because the story I find engaging and entertaining. I don't really like that, I have to skip the dialogue every time I talk to a merchant. That gets kind of tedious after a while, since everything he sells is worth practically nothing. But, I guess we'll see what kinds of videos I'll make in the future, since it looks like I'm about out of time. Yeah. So, if you're new to watching my channel and actually stuck through this little bit of a boring rant, I salute you, sir. Yeah, I hope you'll come back and watch some more videos, and I hope you have a wonderful day.